Putin continues to bleed Kyiv as deadly Russian strikes expose Ukraine's air defense crisis. Zelensky's Kyiv hit again as a Russian drone barrage kills 3 and leaves fresh destruction behind. Putin's offensive surges as Russia claims fresh battlefield gains near Ukraine's Kharkiv region. Kyiv comes under fire again as Russian drones break through defenses and strike targets across the capital. Russia punches through Ukraine's air defense shield as repeated attacks raise fresh questions over Kyiv's vulnerability. Russia launched an overnight attack on Kyiv on August 8, killing 3 people, including a child, as Russian drones struck targets across the capital region. Deadly strikes hit the Brovary district east of Kyiv, leaving more than 3 people injured as the overnight Russian assault spread across the area, according to the Kyiv Independent. The attack damaged residential buildings and vehicles, while fires broke out across the region as emergency teams rushed to respond to the aftermath of the strikes. Ukraine's Air Force warned residents shortly after midnight as Russian drones approached Kyiv, triggering fresh alerts across the capital and surrounding areas. Explosions were reported in Kyiv from around 12:45 a.m., with further blasts following as Russian drones continued their overnight assault on the capital. The attack came just 2 days after another major Russian strike killed 17 people in Kyiv, adding to fears of a growing wave of attacks against the Ukrainian capital. Ukraine's worsening air defense crisis is leaving Kyiv increasingly vulnerable to ballistic missiles, as Russian forces continue to combine drones with heavier weapons. Ukraine intercepted only 29 of the 195 ballistic missiles launched by Russia against the country in July, highlighting the scale of the challenge facing its air defenses. On August 8, Russia's defense ministry claimed its forces had established control over Aniskino in the Kharkiv region, pointing to continued pressure along the battlefield. Meanwhile, Russia revealed that its S-400 air defense systems had destroyed 24 Ukrainian aircraft in a single week during 2023, according to newly reported details from a Russian military journal. Senior Russian military officials have revealed new details about how S-400 systems were reportedly used during the Ukraine war. A Russian Ministry of Defense journal claimed S-400 systems destroyed 24 Ukrainian aircraft during a single week in 2023. The figures were reportedly published in Voronaya MYSL, a Russian military journal associated with the country's defense establishment. The reported total included a striking claim that 10 Ukrainian MiG-29 fighter jets were destroyed in just 1 day. According to the account, Russian forces positioned S-400 launchers in concealed locations rather than deploying them from conventional air defense positions. The tactic reportedly relied on targeting information from external sensors to detect and engage Ukrainian aircraft at extended ranges. Russia's A-50U airborne early warning aircraft was reportedly among the systems providing long-range targeting information to S-400 batteries. This network allegedly allowed Russian air defenses to engage Ukrainian aircraft shortly after they took off, before pilots expected to enter an engagement zone. The method reportedly created an unexpected air defense zone that Ukrainian pilots may not have anticipated during their missions. The remaining 14 aircraft included in the reported total of 24 were not specifically identified in the Russian military journal. The figures broadly correspond with claims previously made by then Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu in October 2023 regarding Ukrainian aircraft losses. The disclosure suggests that Russia may have used concealed S-400 positions and external targeting networks as a key tactic for ambushing Ukrainian aircraft. However, the figures remain Russian claims and do not independently establish the exact number, types, or identities of the aircraft allegedly destroyed. The revelations come as Russian President Vladimir Putin has approved a major political and military leadership reshuffle, adding another layer to Moscow's evolving war strategy. The shakeup comes as Russia's offensive momentum has slowed sharply on the battlefield, raising questions about its current strategy. Ukrainian Ascent Project Deep State said Russian forces captured only 88 square kilometers of territory during the month of July. In June, Russia captured 57 square kilometers after losing control of 11 square kilometers in May, according to Deep State estimates. The slowdown has come despite Moscow's continued efforts to expand its military control across Ukraine's strategic Donetsk region. Colonel General Andrei Ivanev will replace Valery Solodchuk as commander of Russia's Center Group under the new restructuring. Russia's Center Group continues to operate across the northwestern and central sectors of Ukraine's Donetsk region. Putin described the Center Group as one of Russia's leading formations, responsible for critical missions in Donetsk. Former Center Commander Valery Solodchuk has now been reassigned to lead Russia's joint rear services under the new structure. Solodchuk has previously been accused of involvement in the Bucha massacre during Russia's invasion of Ukraine, allegations Moscow denies. Meanwhile, Pyotr Bulgaev, former chief of staff of the Vostok Group, has been appointed to take command of the unit. The Vostok Group continues to conduct operations across the southern sector of the Donetsk frontline as the war continues. Defense Minister Andrei Belousov also announced broader leadership changes across Russia's military as part of the restructuring. The command shakeup comes as Russia continues to face delays in capturing Ukraine's key fortress cities in Donbass. Russia's general staff had previously reportedly promised the Kremlin that Ukraine's frontline defenses would collapse much faster. Moscow had expected to take Kostiantynivka, Drushkivka, Sloviansk and Kramatorsk as part of its broader Donbass campaign. Those deadlines have now been pushed back from earlier targets, with late 2026 reportedly emerging as the new goal. Putin has also appointed Denis Lyman as commander of Russia's newly created Unmanned Systems Forces to lead drone operations.
Everybody knows well that we decided to create a new branch of the armed forces, the Unmanned Systems Forces. The goal was to find a person who had proven himself in the best possible way in this role. So, we consider Denis Lyman to be one of the most qualified specialists in this sphere.
Russia's military restructuring suggests the Kremlin is adapting its command structure for a longer and more technology-driven war. Russia's new command team will now be tested as Moscow continues its push to advance across the Donetsk frontline.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a banking dynasty meets tides of world history, intrigue, and a dash of myth?
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.